guys, it's Trina and this is my February TBR. So this is the list of books that I'm planning to read in February, and my TBR this month is actually going to be kind of short because I'm just feeling like I want some room to pick up whatever I'm feeling like in the moment, because I've said this before, I love TBRs, but I am a mood reader. So this month I've just got 4 books that I know I want to read, and of course I hope that I will read more than 4 books in total this month, so leaving some room for other things. And then also to pad out this video a little bit more, I am going to at the end talk about some of the new releases coming out in February that I am really anticipating and hope to read at some point, although not necessarily this month. So to start with my TBR, the 4 books I want to read this month are Animal Farm by George Orwell is the first one on my list, and the reason this one is on my list is because I have a friend that invited me to a Facebook book club that is definitely not a political book club. They are reading classic dystopian novels this year for reasons that may or may not be apparent to you. I have previously read Animal Farm. I read it in 9th grade, and I remember that I didn't like it, and it's not that I didn't like the commentary that it makes, but the idea of animals that act like people freaks me out. I don't really know how I'm going to react to this one, you know, years and years later, because it's been a lot of years since 9th grade for me, but I am interested in reading this one and trying to discern some political commentary from it. The next book I want to read in February is In a Dark, Dark Wood by Ruth Ware, and I'm going to be buddy reading this one with Rebecca from Why Mermaids. I think this is Ruth Ware's first book. It's an adult thriller, and I read her book The Woman in Cabin 10 last month, and I really enjoyed it, so I wanted to just see what else that this author has done. I think those are the only 2 books that she has out right now. All I know about this one is it is about a woman who hasn't seen one of her friends in years, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, she is invited to that friend's bachelorette party, which is in the woods, and then I think people like start disappearing. So I'm gonna read this one this month with Rebecca. The next book on my TBR list is one that you guys voted on my Twitter poll. I put up a poll like yesterday, and I said which of these 2016 releases that I didn't get to and really wanted to should I read first, and the majority of the votes went to 3 Dark Crowns by Kendara Blake. I've talked about this one several times, I feel like, but this one is a YA fantasy about a kingdom where every generation a set of triplet girls are born, and all 3 of them are heir to the throne, but only one queen can rule. So in order to decide the ruling queen, these 3 sisters must fight in this like competition to the death. Each of them have been granted a magical ability that will help them in this competition. However, one of our sisters did not get the powers that she's supposed to have, and she has to figure out how to survive this thing. And it just sounds like something right up my alley, and you guys voted on it, or people who followed me on Twitter voted for it, so I definitely am hoping to read this one in February too. The next book that's on my February TBR is Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson. This is a known voices story. It's actually a memoir where the author talks about growing up as a young black girl in the American South, and she tells her story in verse, so this is like a collection of poems that does tell her autobiography. I thought this one would be a good one to pick up this month because February is Black History Month, and I'm actually hoping to listen to the audiobook of this one because I believe that the author narrates it herself. There's a hold on the audiobook at my library. I couldn't get it yet, so I might just end up reading the print book, but I am interested in checking this one out this month. Now I want to move into the releases that I am most anticipating in February. These books are not on my official TBR, so this is not me promising you that I'm gonna read these books. I just want to let you guys know what things are on my radar that I am excited about. The first book that I'm looking forward to is Winter Song, and I believe that this one is a retelling of Labyrinth, or it was inspired by the movie Labyrinth. I am also looking forward to Empress of a Thousand Skies, and I'm realizing I don't know what this book is even about. I read the summary of it at one point, and I was like, yes, I want to read that. And that's all I know. I believe it's a diverse book, and I think that that is how I found out about it. It's also a debut. All I know is that I want to read it, and so I wanted to tell you guys this is a book that is on my radar. I'm also interested in The Burning World. This one is actually the sequel to Warm Bodies. I loved Warm Bodies, but I thought that it worked fine as a standalone. And then once I actually sat down and read the summary of this sequel, I can't tell you what it's about because it would totally spoil the ending of Warm Bodies, but the thing that happens at the end of Warm Bodies, realizing this is going to pick up from there with the same characters, I was like, that is probably going to be pretty interesting. So I am mildly curious in the sequel now. My most anticipated release of the month is Rise of Fire. This is the sequel to Reign of Shadows, which is a release from last year that I really loved. It's a YA fantasy. It is about a world that is shrouded in darkness, like the sun never comes out, and there are these weird creatures that come out. They're like mole type creatures that come out of the earth, and they basically attack and eat people. So people have kind of formed these settlements and cities that are strongly guarded from these creatures. It has a great post-apocalyptic type vibe to it. I'm also looking forward to A Conjuring of Light. This one is by V.E. Schwab, and it is the last book in her Shades of Magic trilogy. I haven't even read the second book in that series yet, but regardless, this is a series that I like and want to continue. I just am not yet ready for this third book, but it is coming out this month and I am excited about it. I also want to read Long May She Reign. This is a standalone fantasy novel. I think it's about a girl who's like 25th in line to rule the throne, and then like all 24 people before her die off and she suddenly is like thrust into power. Yeah, that sounds weird and interesting, so sure, I will check it out. And lastly, my other most anticipated release of this month is The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. This one was inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement, and this is a book that comes out the very last day of the month, so I'm undoubtedly not going to get to it this month, but I am really looking forward to it and definitely wanted to shine some light on it and tell you guys that it is definitely one on the top of my radar. So those are the books that I'm most looking forward to that released in February of 2017, and those are also my TBR books. If you are looking forward to any of the same ones that I am, definitely let me know that in the comments and let me know what you are planning to read in February. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the comments. Bye!